Hey, Brayden, thanks for your time today. I promise I'm not going to ask you about hair. Uh, Seriously, though, from an outside perspective, it seems like you, Jeremiah, and Austin have a pretty good relationship, the three of you. Can you just talk about what the dynamic is like between the three of you? How did those friendships develop, and how does that affect the chemistry in the meeting room and when you guys are practicing?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we're all pretty great teammates together, and we're all pretty good friends. We all hang out outside of football and everything. For Jeremiah and I, kind of started a little bit earlier. Just because he was there when I first got here, and our friendship took place over the 2018-2019 season. Really, that's when it really started, and I really, it was just him basically being a mentor to me from when I switched positions, from when I switched from Y to H. Him being a mentor to me, and that I really appreciated that at the time, and that just kind of took over, and that just developed into a friendship. And then obviously it kind of trickled down to when Stog came in and he switched positions. Is the same thing. We're just kind of mentors to him, just teaching him about the position, and really that's how it started. And now it's just a big old family. We help each other, and we know that, and taking the load off of each other sometimes. And it's a beautiful thing to see.
Thanks a lot, Brayden.
Yes sir, thank you.
Brayden, what's it been like working under Joe Jon Finley? Does it help that he's played the position? Some of the things that he's really helped you improve on here.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, first shout out to Joe Jon. He's a great coach and a great man. But yeah, most definitely, him playing the position has really helped us, as a group, as far as football things. As far as like certain things of steps and hand placement and little tips and tricks that he's learned from playing in the league and everything like that. Playing at the college level. So having him as a coach has been really game changer for us, just the little things, and the little things add up to big things, and that's going to help us during the season.
Ryan Aber, the Oklahoman.
Yeah, Brayden, I want to ask you about the practice schedules. You all changed to practice in the morning last year. It looks like that's going to continue. What do you think about that as far as the way it affects your schedule, your day, your preparation, especially as it relates to free time and time to work on your academics?
I like it a lot better, honestly. I like it because I don't really like waiting throughout the whole day to practice. I like kind of, getting up, being that's the first thing on my mind in the morning, eat breakfast and then kind of get going. You go through the day, a lot of different things can happen that can affect, ball. So I like getting up, getting straight to it, and then boom, afterwards, you have your academics. And it does help because you do have a lot of free time in the afternoon that you get to tend to your academics. So it has, in my opinion, it has worked a lot better for most of us.
So you're glad that you're sticking with that type of schedule?
Yes, sir. I am glad. I like it a lot, actually.
Appreciate it, Brayden. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Eric Bailey, Tulsa World.
Hey, Brayden, as a freshman, your main playing time came in special teams, and I still remember the punt block against Kansas way back when. Ask you, how important was it for you to gain that experience to kind of set a foundation for where you are now? And how much can your story help some of the younger players now that may just cease for special teams time? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's very important. I mean, I come from a high school, under Coach Wager, Coach Bob Wager, and Arlington Martin. That special teams was very, very important. We played it like everything else, and I think it kind of trickled down to when Coach Beamer is there, and now all of our special teams coaches now, like Coach Gundy and Coach Finley and everything like that. But that's the first thing I talk about when I talk to a young guy, is special teams, because really playing special teams gets you on the field, and it really gets you accustomed to the speed of the game and just the ebbs and flows of the game. It really does do justice for a young player, just kind of getting used to the college ball.
Brayden, thanks. You have a good week, man.
Yes sir, thank you.
Brandon Drummo, you insider.
Hey Brayden. Hey, you guys have been around each other a lot. You, Austin, Jeremiah. how is the competitiveness? I know you talked about your friendship, but how is your competitive vibe with each other?
Oh, all of us are competitive, as you probably can see, throughout some of the, throughout some of the games and everything like that. All of us are competitive, but it doesn't take a toll on our friendship at all. But yeah, all of us are competitive, and it really makes us elevate our game, which is honestly the best type of competition right there. If a guy makes a play in practice, then you got to make a play in practice too. If a guy makes a great block in practice, you got to make a great block too. So it really just is an iron on iron, iron sharpens iron situation, and it just makes all of us better, honestly.
Chandler Engelbrecht, OU Daily.
Hey, Brayden, I want to go back to last season. Obviously, you missed some time with an injury. My question is, how did you stay mentally and also physically, prepared during that time? And how did Austin and, the other guys still keep you in check during that time?
Just like you said at the last part of your question, it was really my teammates. I have a fear of letting my teammates down. I don't want to let the team down, my coaching staff down. So really, throughout that whole time, getting back ready to play through those weeks that I missed, I just wanted to be able to be in the best shape possible. After that injury, to be able to come back and contribute to the team and help us win a Big 12 and help us win a bowl game and everything like that. So really, the answer to your question is just, the fear of letting my teammates down.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
John Hoover, SI Sooners.
Hey, Brayden. Want to ask you about Austin Stogner and what he kind of went through from your perspective last year as his position mate, what he kind of went through, losing that weight, getting sick, coming back, getting back on the team, and then his bounce back this spring. It's been the spring and off season and what he's looking like out there right now. And then secondly, I don't think we've had a chance to ask you about the number change yet. So what's kind of behind that?
Okay. First with Stog, man, he looks good. He looks great right now. And, it's a tough situation. Both of us kind of went through like weird little injuries last year. And especially for him, I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that. But at the same time, he didn't let it affect his, his mood in the facility, his attitude, and, how he took about it as far as contributing to the team. And, we need guys like that. And ever since, he's gotten back healthy, he's been balling. He's been playing really well, as we all know he can. And so, that's really about it about that subject. And then as far as the number change, really after the injury last year, I just kind of needed a new slate. I just kind of wanted to turn a new page, kind of reinvent myself a little bit. And I was a single digit in high school. And so, I just want to, for my last year, I just want to have a really good year. And I wanted to just kind of have a new page and, just kind of reinvent myself a little bit.
Thanks, Brayden.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Lee Benson, KWTV.
Brayden, when I see you and Austin out there, your size, and obviously Jeremiah's in that room too with everything he can do. Since last year, both of you guys talked about the injuries. You all think, or I guess I could ask you, what can this position group do? Staying healthy for a full year, what can that do for this offense? How can it potentially elevate the offense, make it even better with you two, Stogner healthy, and then obviously you throw in Jeremiah?
Yeah, man. Our offense as a whole is already potent and, lethal as it is. But I think if all of us stay healthy, I just think it's going to add to that. We all bring such different elements as players. And I think that could really just make us into, the standard of college football, Yeah, I mean, if we all stay healthy, which so far it's been looking good, we haven't had any problems. It's going to be a really good thing for this team. So,
Jenny Carlson, the Oklahoman.
Hey, Brayden, wanted to ask you about this podcast that you got kicking off with Jeremiah. What can we expect? Are you guys trying to run us all out of business? And then I was also wondering if you could talk a little bit about you're an economics major, I think. Just this whole NIL thing has got great potential, but you being a guy that's inside numbers and know all about that stuff, like what have you learned so far? What have the coaches tried to teach you guys so far about just how to sort of mind the business on that side of things?
For sure. And first things first, I don't want to run any of y'all off. I love you guys. But no, the podcast is just something that I thought it would be. I mean, Jeremiah came, to me with the idea, and I thought it'd be a great thing. Us being older guys, us kind of knowing how the program works and everything like that. So the podcast is really just not going to be much of X and O's. It's just really going to be just kind of personalities on a team and just going about how the team does things and how we prepare or stuff like that. It's going to be really things of those nature. And then as far as the NIL stuff, I think, and I speak for most of my team on this, I think that we are more focused on our goals as a team, and we feel as though if we complete our goals as a team, we're going to get all the NIL deals and everything else from that. The more we're winning as a team, the better we're doing as a team. That's when more eyes are on you, and that's more deals. So really, we're just focused on the season. We're focused on the team as a whole, and after that, whatever comes after that comes. So
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Kerry Murdoch, Sooner Scoop. Maybe Kerry doesn't have a question anymore. James Hale.
Brayden, you guys have your position's really strong, but you only have three guys that really play a lot at your position. So it's curious. I got to believe you guys are so close because of that. You've got to be so interchangeable. The lack of depth here, how do you guys manage that? And talk about that from a team standpoint, because even though you guys are real talented, there's only three of you.
Oh yeah, for sure. So as far as us being in a position group, we're all really close because we have to do a lot of things together. We run a lot of 12 personnel. We might run some 13 or whatever the case may be. So a lot of our things that we do have to be knowing what each other is doing. So that just comes off of the us being great friends and us knowing each other really well. But as far as our depth goes, I think we're going to be fine. I think we're good with three guys. I just think that, like someone said earlier, we just got to stay healthy, and I think we're going to be fine. I mean, three guys is more than enough for us to, be able to compete and produce and everything like that. So I think we're going to be fine.